What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Business of Strength podcast. I'll be your host today, Dan Goodman, and I am back in the office, and I know it looks a little bit different. If you are watching this on YouTube, yes, we do have a YouTube channel at the Business of Strength. We've rearranged some artwork to create more space for dry erase boards in the office here as a co-working space, and when we host guests and visitors, we've got places to work, more places to work, that is. But I'm just getting back from a trip to Atlanta, Georgia. First time down there, cool spot. And I was down there for good reason. I was visiting my friends Corey and Morgan and their team at CoreBlend and their 3 locations. I was able to see 2 in Lake Oconee County, just outside of Athens, Georgia, and UGA. Fantastic personal training businesses. Seriously, some of the nicest personal training businesses I've ever seen. And then I was up in Canton, Georgia, north of Atlanta for a full day with my friend Josh Richardson at Velocity Athlete Development, where they are training probably the best group of offensive and defensive linemen in the country. They have 16 offensive linemen and defensive linemen preparing for the NFL Combine right now, a handful of current NFL players training there, along with dozens, if not more high school kids that are all in hopes of playing college football and, their youth program as well. Really impressive. It's cool to be able to go and get on site with the businesses that we work with on a continual basis. Seeing's believing, and being able to see it in person helps the coaching process on our end. And I really appreciate the on-site visits. It's my goal to be able to get to new gyms and on-site visits on a quarterly basis. And we've been true to that, which has been great. The next event that we are going to be participating in is the NSCA. We'll be up at the NSCA conference. I'll be speaking at that, which is really cool in the great state of Rhode Island. Let's see now, on March 8th. So if you are in the tri-state area, New England area, March 8th, the NSCA does a great job of putting on some really cool events, great lineup. It is an inexpensive day. And you get to hang out in the great state of Rhode Island. So that is going to be the next live seminar that we're participating in. From there, we have Weight Room Wealth, which we are getting the lineup together, the landing page together. That's going to be May 9th and 10th. The information on that, we are going to be at Hotel Nyack on May 9th, and we will be at the gym, Varsity House Gym Orangeburg, on May 10th. That's a Friday, Saturday. Friday, we will be doing a lot of the presentations at the hotel, and Saturday is going to be a lot of live work on the gym floor. So 2-day event, May 9th and 10th. If you are interested, you can give me a shout and I will get you on the pre-sale list. It's dan@varsityhousegym.com. So the point of today's podcast, what do you got? Okay. What I got for you today is a short and sweet episode. And oftentimes when we're talking about growing gyms to scale, whether it's one location or multiple, everybody believes it's a zero-sum game of marketing and acquisition. And I would agree 50% of the way, right? More leads doesn't hurt. More sales certainly doesn't hurt, 100%. But what comes before that is making sure that you are optimized for scale. And what are the 3 things that you really need to optimize before scale? The first thing is you got to make sure that there is a focus on product and the ability to reproduce the product outside of just you, and that you have confidence in the people that are flying the flag, so to speak. And one thing that I saw in both facility visits, both CoreBlend and at Velocity, is there was a relentless, and meticulous focus on product and product delivery. And in both buildings, the majority of the time, we are talking about the delivery of their product and ensuring that as the business matured, there would be a clear-cut way on how to scale the service ability without watering down service. And when you have owner operators that are totally focused on product, it usually means that you are going to be able to scale with integrity. And when you scale with integrity, usually there's no issues with attracting new members that are willing to pay you what you're worth. That leads me to my second point. The second point of optimizing before we scale is understanding your numbers and understanding what you need to make per hour in order to be able to not only cover your overhead, cover your coaches, cover your ad spend, but also still have something left over for profit. And thinking about what type of money am I trying to make per hour, and how can I structure the deal to make sure that I'm getting the um, the right amount of money per hour to make this a sustainable thing where I don't burn out or run out of cash. Because here's the deal: if you run out of cash, no matter how much you love the product and you love coaching and you love the research, there's no more business. Okay.
Guys, if you're enjoying this video, we would appreciate it so much if you like, subscribe, and share. You see, we're trying to make the industry a better place. Let's get back to the video.
And the third thing, whether it was right or wrong, I'm not going to discuss that, but both of these businesses had a very clear onboarding system. There was a very clear-cut way that Velocity was going out and recruiting their potential offensive and defensive line athletes for their combine class. There was a very clear-cut way that they were onboarding their youth and high school athletes into their performance program. The same can be said about CoreBlend. Very universal system of onboarding and nurturing a brand new client into their system. Something that was reproducible, something that built buy-in, something that built rapport and relationship straight away. It was not just jump into a session, right? There was a real clear-cut system on onboarding a client and recruiting the client that felt like they truly cared, right? And that level of accountability is something that smaller businesses have the ability to do, right? If you're a humongous big box gym, or you're, and nothing wrong with, some of the bigger franchises that are in our personal training space, such as Orange Theory. Orange Theory might have 800 clients, right? They might not be able to scale the onboarding process the way that we can, working with 125, 150, 175 people, where you can really get to know them and warm them up to the expectations and setting the parameters of what successful training is going to look like in your shop. And when I think about these three things, and there's work to do in all businesses, including CoreBlend and Velocity, which was, obviously the cool thing about them is they're trying to work on those things, and they know that there's always work to be done. There's so much work to be done at Varsity House Gym. And that's why I love doing this podcast. The podcast is a reflection of the things that we're doing, good and bad, right? But everybody's so keen to scale fast. The advice that I'm giving you here and now is optimize the thing that you've got before you scale up. And the simple steps to make sure you're doing this correctly is, number one, if you're a gym that's in motion already and you have retention issues, fix those damn retention issues. We'll get to that in 1 second. I got something for you there. Number two, if you are scaling a gym where the pricing model doesn't work, adding more clients is going to make your life harder and is going to make you run out of money faster, right? And stay with me here on this one. If you are adding clients to a service model that stresses out the system of delivery, that forces you to have to overpay for staffing, there's more usage and wear and tear on the facility and all the goods associated with running that facility, it is going to be more headaches, not more profit, right? And we're looking for profit, not more headaches. So you have to make sure that the pricing model that you are trying to scale aligns with what you need as a business, right? And number three, the simple step is make sure your onboarding process is awesome, right? Make sure there's a referral opportunity. Make sure there's automations built into the onboard, but also the human element of rapport building. Maybe a phone call, right? Maybe it's a one-on-one consultation. Maybe it's a phone call after their first session. Just make sure whatever it is, it's universally the same so it can be reproduced. It's on a one sheet piece of paper so that the next person has the ability to onboard similarly to you. Back to retention. So we understand that in our industry, a above average retention rate is 5%. We're seeing, what at least what Mike Waldron tells us on the sheet, where there's data from hundreds of gyms, personal training gyms. The average is about 7% right now. So for every 100 clients you have, 7%, if you're average, you're losing 7 people a month, which essentially means you're going to churn everybody over in 1 year, which freaking sucks, right? That sucks. So every percentage point matters a lot. Well, the best gyms, right? That's an average gym. The best gyms are still hitting at 3.5%, 4%, which you're going to save and salvage almost 50% of your members, which is a huge number. And I want to give a major shout out to both Velocity and CoreBlend, where retention is a huge focus, and the statistics don't lie. In the month of January, CoreBlend boasted in their newest location, they boasted a freaking 3% retention rate at 170 plus clients. I hope they don't mind me sharing that information. That's one of their locations, but 3% at 170 plus clients is amazing, right? And you see with Josh, I mean, it's the experience when you walk in that door, they don't their biggest problem is they're running out of capacity of time, right? Running out of capacity of time. And they raised rates by 50% and nothing happened, which just proves the value there. It's people are valuing what they're doing. They are super niche. And it's because both businesses are focused on member experience. They are doing things on a monthly basis that exceed the expectation for their clients. They are doing the events. They are going to the games. They are flying to Indianapolis. The CoreBlend team is going to High Rocks events, getting their members prepared for High Rock events, making it a big deal, doing running seminars, doing joint ventures. There is so much focus on member experience, and they are using their marketing dollars and spending it on the clients. And when they spend it on the clients with these events and these joint ventures and the travel, and it's forcing their members to talk positively about their business, and they're getting a tremendous amount of referrals, a tremendous amount of referrals. And for us, we have to think every single month on our marketing calendar at Varsity House. There's a few things on our marketing calendar. We know Joe sits in that marketing seat. And the first thing on the marketing calendar, what's the primary objective? What are we looking to get out of this month? All right. What are we focused on? And from there, it's okay, what is our external offer? What is our billboard style offer to potential clients? And then secondly, internally, what are we doing to exceed the expectation for current clients? And sometimes it costs money, sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes it doesn't. And then lastly, it's referrals. What are we doing to excite the referral process and make sure it's a frictionless process for people to refer family and friends? That's every month, 12 months a year on our plan. And it's paid dividends. But major shout out to CoreBlend and Velocity. The their focus on retention over acquisition is the funny thing is with that sole focus on retention, they're acquiring at a rapid rate, right? And now when we really start to add fuel to the fire with a focused marketing plan and some real dollars and budget behind acquiring new, we can in full confidence know that we're optimized for scale. And both of those businesses are optimized for scale. And I'm really excited to see where they go over the next year and years to come. If you don't follow them, you absolutely should. Great businesses. So I want to leave you with a tidbit. And this is something I want to give a shout out. Today's full of shout outs. But my buddy Mike LaStella, he's been a friend since we were in literally preschool. He is a realtor, and he did something recently that was super unique on Super Bowl Sunday. And he sent an email to everybody that has done business with him or referred him business on Super Bowl Sunday. And he tells me that this was not an original idea, but it was original. It's the first time I've seen it, and it was a fantastic idea. And he does an amazing job of exceeding the expectation as a realtor for the people that he's sold houses for. So here it is. On Super Bowl Sunday, Mike sent out an email thanking everybody for their business and that his business grows through word of mouth and referrals. And on this Super Sunday, he entered 50 people into a Super Bowl box pool, and he was funding the gifts for the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. You get the gist of it. And he sent that email to 50 people, and he followed up with 50 individual text messages. And I saw him today in the gym, and I asked him, I said, Mike, that was a fantastic idea. How did it go? He's like, man, it started and restarted conversations with people I haven't spoke to in a really long time. It took a little bit of work on Super Bowl Sunday, but it was awesome. I'm really confident it's going to lead to future business, and it already has led to referral opportunities where he's working with potential buyers, which is awesome. I said, holy shit, man. And what did it end up costing him? Right? It ended up costing him $400. And it's a great example of not needing necessarily new. It's spending $400 on people that have already done business with you and rewarding those people and exciting them to talk about you and your business at a Super Bowl party. And what is the first thing that everybody talks about at Super Bowl parties? Do you have any boxes? Right? And then it's like, yeah, actually, I do. My realtor entered me into a box to win X amount of dollars. And I thought it was just a clinic of exceeding the expectation and just showing up differently for your members. So you got March Madness coming up. There's other ways you can play bingo. There's plenty of ways to show up differently for your clients. It could be referral challenges, attendance challenges, 6-week challenges with amazing prizes associated with attendance and things like that. But how can we gamify and get people speaking positively about your business? Because when you do that, you are optimizing for scale, right? And shout out to you, Mike. That was a really cool opportunity that certainly had my family talking at our Super Bowl party. So if you're listening to this, I know we're, 11 months without football right now, but you can incorporate that idea to March Madness or put it on next February's marketing calendar as a great idea. So that is all I've got for us today on the Business of Strength podcast. I appreciate you tuning in. And if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. And as always, If you could share this with your friends in the industry, share it on social media, we will reshare it and tag us up. And if you've got any questions, you can always shoot it to us at bos@varsityoutgym.com or directly dan@varsityoutgym.com. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time. This is the Business of Strength.